Okay, so hi everybody. I hope that you are enjoying the Sustainable Gift Giving event. And I've been asked to give you my perspective on why doTERRA. So I just want to take you on a little journey to help you understand why I got to this point, because I have to admit that essential oils were not on my radar. They were not something that I appreciated. They were not something I had any education on. All I know is that my very first experience was the first moment that I was like, I need these in my life. So a little background about me. I have always been the type of kid that felt other people's feelings, and I never understood it for the longest time. And basically, I guess when someone come in the room and I knew that they were sad, that I just wanted to make them happy. I did everything I could to make them happy one way or another, whether it was make them laugh, give them hugs, just love on them in whatever way that I knew how to at the time. So fast forward a little bit, my very first like real long-term relationship, I was with my partner, and between the two of us, we both struggled with some anxiety over the years. It was a 10-year long relationship, and there was different antidepressants, and if you're aware of all that process, you know that it's a long one, and it's on medications, off medications, and these months to weeks in between before you can even see a difference or know that it's even going to help. And throughout the process, I just always remember thinking, there's got to be another way. There's got to be another way. And I always believed that mindset had a huge part in that healing process. So again, I'm young, I don't know what's going on, but eventually in this relationship, we end up with a little boy. And as a mother, that's a moment that we all kind of start to think about like natural solutions to things. You don't think about what's on your floor before you have a child. You don't think about what you clean your bathtub with. You don't think about this stuff because you don't have a tiny person that's crawling all around it. So there's that part of my journey, and it wasn't anything that I really educated myself in right away, but it was something that was always in the back of my mind. But needless to say, throughout this 10 years, we ended up separating our ways, and at that point where I've spent so many years in just trying to support this person and this life we wanted together, now I'm by myself and I'm like, I don't even know what I like. Like, this is tough. So I started on my little self-development journey at this point. So if you're somebody that is trying to improve any area of your life, you know what I'm talking about. So, maybe it's fitness and you have a weight loss goal, and that's a journey on its own, because now you have to figure out what you're supposed to eat, what you're not supposed to eat. And then, sleep becomes a factor, and there's just all kinds of things. Again, regardless of where you're at in your journey of personal development or improvement, you can relate to this story one way or another. You've got to give yourself some education. So for me, as you know, I'm like wanting to find natural solutions for things. The brain and how it works was like a big one for me, and identifying what it is that I liked by myself again. So fast forward a little while, I've run into an old friend from high school, and he like just seen this stuff in me that I just hadn't yet. And he is still to this day just as patient as can be while I figure that all out. But it was actually right before our wedding when I had a bachelorette party to go to, and I absolutely had no desire to do that whatsoever because of the whole feelings thing, and I just wanted no part of it. So I reached out to a friend who does yoga, and I knew that maybe whatever she could do for us in a couple hours would make, the energy feel a little better. And of course it did. And she used essential oils during the practice. And, up until now, I didn't really understand what had happened, but I kind of looked at it like either the oils had blocked how their energies affected me, or they affected them so well that their energy was so good I just didn't care. So, probably both of those factors fall into play, but this was my aha moment. Okay, so again, I now found another person in my life that sees something in me that I don't, and Mary, who most of you probably know if you're in our little community, she was another person that's like, you're going to do something with these oils someday, whether you believe me or not. I don't know when it's going to be, but it's going to be someday. So I just went with it. I got some oils. I kept them on our wedding day. And as I started joining in on the community and learning about the oils and experiencing them for myself, I'm like, wow. And again, it was like a little journey of one thing after another falling into place for me up until this point now. So my first experience was the emotional side effects, emotional benefits of how they can calm you. They can stimulate that part in your brain that sends the signals to the rest of our body to calm or be uplifted or get out and exercise, right? So there's also a great resource that I love to go to, and it's the Essential Oils and Emotions book. So if there's an emotion that I'm having or one of my kids are having, I can go look it up, and then there's an oil for that specific need, okay? So on top of that, I now have a great tool to support us from getting sick. And I now have a great tool to, make my own all natural products that I can give to my family or I can give to my friends for gifts. I also have a great resource to natural cleaners, so I don't have to worry about what my kids are going to put their mouths on, or my dogs or my cats, right? We have things that purify the air. There's just such a great big hurdle of awesomeness when it comes to this essential oil business that I really had no idea was going to bring so much goodness in my life. So obviously, I'm at the point now where I have seen the value, I have felt the value, I have had the opportunity now to do what I do best. As a child, the one sustainable thing I kept throughout my whole life was that I love to serve and help people the best way to my ability. And now I have the best little tool to help me really support people at whatever need that they are. So again, I said, no matter where you are in your journey, there is an oil that can help support you on that way. And as you start to experience these oils for yourself, at that point, you're just gonna slowly start to realize all the other things that they can do for you. So I hope, again, that you're enjoying the week, and I hope that you've learned something, that you've found a recipe that you wanna make, and you found some sort of a personalized gift that you can give to each and every one of your family members, and I hope that you have a fabulous day.